Welcome to another video, this time focusing on the mechanical fuel injection system that's mounted and installed on the motor of this 1978 backdate MFI powered hot rod. First off, I guess everybody's probably wondering what's the big deal with mechanical fuel injection. Why is this important? Why even bother? The mechanical fuel injection system that's mounted on this car came from a 1973 911T, which had a 2.4 liter engine and I think produced 140 horsepower, if it was even that much. The 911E S and 2.7 RS models had identical systems with some calibration changes and different size passages in the inlets. The inlets were enlarged, although they all shared the same 38 millimeter throttle body size. So on this installation, I machined the intake stacks. The intake stacks are quite a bit larger throughout their path. They're taper board, which is incredibly surprisingly hard to accomplish using standard machine tools. Anyway, I figured out a way to do that. Also machined the throttle bores of all 6 throttle bodies to be 41 millimeters instead of 38. The fuel injectors, which are sort of hard to see, but they're down, each cylinder has one at the bottom of the inlet tract, or at the bottom of the intake and at the top of the intake port. Those were the cylinder heads on the original 3-liter motor were modified and machined to accept those injectors. And then their injection system was mounted on the car, which wasn't necessarily simple unto itself, but that was done to sort of properly emulate the installation that would have happened in 1973, down to having the correct fuel. It's called the fuel filter console, which it's deceptively simple looking, but actually a really clever piece of engineering that de-aerates the fuel that's delivered to the mechanical fuel injection pump. Basically, the bubbles in the air filter float to the top of this assembly and are sort of swept back to the fuel tank instead of being delivered to the pump. There's videos or posts in my build thread about how all that works. It's really fascinating for someone whose head is amused by that sort of thing, which mine is obviously. So moving along, this assembly, sort of strange looking thing here is the injection pump. It's a miniature 6-cylinder piston pump that's actually variable displacement. It pumps and injects varying amounts of fuel to the cylinders based on the needs of the motor. You can see there are 6 lines on top here. They go to each of the 6 injectors. There are a grand total of, I think it is 11 push rods that make up the throttle sort of linkage system. You can see them all moving around, and they also feed movement into the side of that injection pump.